will be the first of many sessions where we will discuss with thought leaders about different topics, interesting topics. And today we're going to talk about how to get into an accelerator and get funded through that process and what the value is going through and all those steps. We're going to use a tool called Clarify to visualize the process. I'm going to share my screen so we can talk around. But please introduce yourself while I do it to the audience.
Me too. Thanks for the invite. So I'm Jens. I've been angel investing for 7+ years, and for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been running different accelerators and incubators and innovation projects for some large banks and also some international VCs like SoftBank and Techstars, for example.
Okay, that's really interesting. I think you're definitely the one I know, the one person that I want to ask these questions. So we're going to use this tool called Clarify that I said in the beginning, and we're going to try to visualize the process. But can you talk us through the steps? So just how to get into an accelerator if you're a startup, and what do I need to do, and what are the steps until I get funded, and all that knowledge and the network that I get in there, and what happens when I'm done. So
Sure.
this tool is just fetching all the different steps through ChatGPT, and then it's like slicing it back into here, and we can talk through them if you want, or if you want to go into one topic, or if you want to kind of expand it or add something, just let me know.
Sure. I think the first things first is obviously to identify a problem and align with your co-founders and have some value proposition that is intriguing. It doesn't need to be very advanced or detailed when you apply to an accelerator, because there are accelerator programs that are quite early stage on the kind of idea phase that invest mostly on the team and the idea, and you have other programs that require you to have more in place. So it depends a little bit on what program you apply for. Then obviously, in order to apply, you need a pitch deck. You need to have some kind of visualization of your idea, the problem, the market, the potential customers, how you're going to make money. Ideally, the team should have some kind of domain expertise as well. And then, yeah, you submit an application. Oftentimes, it's a recording and or a pitch deck. You need to answer a bunch of questions, and then there is an interview process. And eventually, if you get accepted, if there's funding attached to it, it's usually due diligence process as well, and a legal process before you actually get the money in the bank. If there's no investment in the program, there might be like a more light due diligence and potentially legal process, but usually not. And then the fun begins where you start the program and you go through the program.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, high level. And then obviously there are more steps in between as well. But definitely, I mean, business plan or idea really of what you want to do. I'm not a big fan of plans. Plans tend to be wrong. So I wouldn't recommend writing like a 50-page business plan, but definitely have some kind of rough idea of what you want to do. And definitely also do your research, right, on step 2, apply to relevant accelerators. I think that is a good wording, because that's what it's about, right? Really try to identify which program is right for you, which program has quality and adds the support that you're looking for. It can be industry specific, it can be the stage where you're in, it can be the geography, but much like startups or anything else, not every program is going to be right for you or have the relevant people involved that you can get access to.
So if we take an example here, Techstars, what would you as the founder expect when you go through the process and when you're in the end? Like how does it end, and like where do I go from there?
Yeah, I mean, in our case, the program is our way to do due diligence of the startups, both prior to getting in, we do due diligence, but also the program in itself is due diligence for us, because we get to work with these amazing teams for 13 weeks locally in whatever city you choose to go to. We are currently in 40 plus cities. And then we measure everything that is being done during those weeks, and we get the chance to also work with the teams from a business development point of view and make relevant connections. And then we continue working with the teams after the program ends as well. So we support them with the fundraising, and we connect them as much as we can to the global network that we have. And then we continue to invest in not all of the teams, but around 40% of the teams in seed rounds. We can also invest in A rounds and later rounds as well, if we see that the traction is in place. So for us, the program is really the start of a longer relationship, since we are on the cap table of the companies. In other cases where it's not actually an investment, it might be the end of a relationship to some extent. But I think most, if not all, programs have some kind of alumni network where they work with founders that have been through the program.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for the quick, overview. Also appreciated the breakdown, and yeah, hopefully we have more founders applying to Techstars and other accelerators across the world. Thank you.
Thank you.